Oh, when the boat went down, made it off in the boat yourselves at 5 o'clock. Hurry now, lads, just like before, but there, so we'll all be back. Let's carry him if we can. Oh, the crack was 90 in the Isle of Man. And before we reached the Alexander Base, and the ding dong with the peculiar race at the bar of the ship, and the boat of the ship she sailed out from the port, landed up in the Douglas head, inquiring for a vacant bed. The night alone that's shown by a guest and a woman from out the board, I'd say that if we had. Our track was 90 in the Isle of Man. Next morning we went for a ramble round to view the sights of Dublin town. Ended up in a ballad session in a pub they called the Derby's. We all got drunk, we half past 3. Sobered up, we reached the ring of the sea. Back to the Exodus closer, while waiting for the all day. We all drove over land. But our crack was 90 in the Isle of Man. Well, that night we went to the Texas bar. We came back down the horse and cart. Met the Jim and we all went in for to drink some wine at Davies. The Liverpool girls they to a side, but all to be found in the Douglas head. Shane was there and his tie soft and the bottom flag was in a fight of that. Then here girls have your man. Our crack was 90 in the Isle of Man. Well, Wacker fancied his good looks and the Isle of Man and woman he was rough. The Liverpool lad stood by her side as she drove the jar into her. Wacker thought he'd take a chance. The extra square went out to dance. Round the floor they stepped it out. You Wacker was no bother. Everything was going to plan. All the crack was 90 in the Isle of Man. Well, the Isle of Man and woman fancied Wack. You managed to there till his mates come back. Wack they all whacked in the Wack, and Wack was thrown out on his back. The Douglas force arrived as well, landed a couple of game I'll tell. Ended up in the Douglas jail until the Dublin bought the cell. It bought to every man. Oh, the crack was 90 in the Isle of Man. Oh, the crack was 90 in the Isle of Man.
Ah, very good, very good, very good. That's Moss and Mike Donegan, and back to us again tonight after our tribute to their dad last week, late Johnny. And we had a great programme and great chat and great tributes paid to the man. And lads, of course, you're following in his footsteps, there's no doubt about it. Playing with different groups.
Yeah.
Are they together or are you separate?
I play for Edge, I play with the other on the band.
All right.
Yeah, the Whiskey Jacks, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Whiskey Jacks.
Yeah,
Heaven's Fury before that, then, yeah. And that's a great song of yours. I used to love her.
Oh, yeah.
It was been there a few weeks ago and got a few cards about it. And said there was a likeness of Mike's voice to his dad, Johnny.
Yeah.
So there you go. You tell a good story, Mike, as well. He played everywhere, and we've Donny Welsh joined us this evening in Donny. Played with him. They travelled England, and there's a plaque over in England which he'll tell us about, which is maybe he hadn't heard about it, but Donny will tell us about it to the memory of a gentleman, very famous man over there. But Dermot Haggerty, he never, there's big places, Carnegie Hall, he didn't play there, the concert hall, but he played in a very big place in Dublin though, didn't he?
He ran the point up in Dublin.
Yeah.
He was over in England with Dermot Haggerty, they were coming home after 3 or 4 weeks over there. And they were after coming off the boat, and they were coming up to the point up, and he said to Dermot Haggerty, the one person never played, he said, I've never played inside the point up in Dublin. So he asked Dermot to stop the van, and he got out, he was fiddling. And he was in and suddenly middle of the floor and played the fiddle. And he came out and he said to Dermot Haggerty, no, I played inside the point up on Dublin.
So he got around to playing it.
Yeah.
All the big names play. I didn't play. He played nearly every part of Ireland, of course.
Yeah.
All over the place. And we were talking about where he worked. Did he drive for Belleville Creamery?
He did, yeah.
He did, yeah.
And he had big McCarthy stores in Dunkeld as well.
The Potato Man.
That's right, yeah.
He was well known as the Potato Man, McCarthy. He sold fertiliser and potatoes, and he imported machinery from England at very, very low prices. Yeah. And he went to Bong for a few years, but it didn't happen. Was that his last job, I think?
I think he was in for Golden Valley for a while as well.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so he was big into Into the lorry business or the driving transport business. I see, and enjoyed it, no doubt, of course. As he did, all things he done during his life. Lovely lads, that's very nice. Now, last week we didn't get any music from the man down the road, Willie Dunn, taught as well. And maybe if John Cusson picks up his fiddle and do a little number for us. Is that okay, John, by you?
That's good.
That's good. We promised last week. And Mick Fitzgerald is with us. You're okay, John. No problem. Tune it up and get going again. We have Avril Gubbins joined us this evening as well. More Downs, and I said, don't you played with was it Western Folk or?
No, I never played professionally at our craft commercial.
With a band?
I was too busy milking cows.
Was it a better job?
But I suppose Johnny, I played with him more than anyone else.
Leisurely?
Yeah, I met him, the first time I met him it was in April 1960. Tom Galvin was in Longman, County Limerick at the time, and he got a few of us together, and that's the first time I met Johnny.
I see, fair. Yeah. And it continued from there.
Ever since we have, to see it taught me that tune and a good few more of them.
Was it?
It does.
Was it? I see. So you were basic enough, I suppose, after Willie Dunn, you hadn't that a lot.
Well, I kind of gave it up after Willie Dunn. I was very young, of course. I was only about 9 or 10, and I went to buying a Welsh in Drumcullar. She lived there over the chemist shop. She had a flat over there.
Right, Billy, or Mary would know that, I suppose.
Yeah, Miss Welsh, yeah.
Yeah, I went to her for a couple of years then after that. So. See, my father was a fairly good fiddle player, and Miss Welsh, as I used to call her, she did these more classical pieces,
Right.
But I suppose I had a reasonably good ear for music, and once I'd be able to, like Johnny, once I'd be able to whistle the tune, I'd forget about the book, and of course I'd have my own variations in it.
I know.
And she cleared me for the finish. Do
you play away all the time?
Very little now.
For pastime, we just sit down at night and take it out?
I don't even have a fiddle now. That's the one of a fiddle for my sister.
Oh, shame on you. My God, I thought anyone that plays an instrument should practice it. And
I played it for years and years and years. I played it every night of my life.
Yeah, but it's great if you come in cow calving now there and you're pulling the calf, and then Pa Gubbs would tell you when he pulls a calf from a cow, he goes off singing a song. And if he isn't there, Avril will do it. So if you had this fiddle, when after a day's work, sit down, look at the relaxation.
But I used to do that, but
you don't do it anymore. You might do it again now.
But Johnny, to go to tell just one story about Johnny, I was telling the lads there in the break. Johnny would be the first man to admit that manual labour wasn't his first love, like.
Yeah, well, he would admit that, yeah, he would.
But one day we had a field of hay down, and I was alone in the middle. And I went up to Johnny, and Mary was out. And the lads, they were very young at the time, but Johnny, the first thing he did anyway, after telling him my story, was he went back in the room, brought out 2 fiddles. to try to bother me off, you know.
Yeah.
And Jake used to say, I didn't touch the fiddle because I was afraid of myself even. But he tried plan B then when that failed. And he tried to persuade me that there's no way that hay could be fit, he said. I'll tell you better tomorrow.
And we play a few tunes.
But we made the field of hay and we had a few tunes that night.
I know. And he went down with you.
No, he was great.
He didn't let you down. No, he was very
And I tell you, you wouldn't have a dull moment. But if in the middle.
Oh, you better believe it. Not a dull moment. I'll be coming to Mary in a minute, but maybe April, would you warble an old song for us? Because I suppose it was a great night of year, and congratulations on celebrating 40 years of married bliss, and celebrated in style that night.
Oh, definitely.
I know.
Well, we always loved a good sing-song. That's our family. We get together. When we get together, we raise the roof.
I know.
And that's exactly what we wanted to do. And we were so thrilled when Johnny joined us. You know, he made our night. And now we'll never forget it, you know.
No, it was.
And he was so generous with his gift, you know.
Yeah.
And so humble. That's what I loved about him.
Yeah.
No, he didn't want any praise.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh no. Oh gee,
No.
he didn't want that at all.
No.
But he'd never let him down. You know, he was so generous with to stay on playing, and like in our case here, give him a buzz there, and he was on.
So about 1:30 or 2 o'clock, he said, "I'm afraid I have to go. The tiredness is catching up with me." He says.
Yeah.
So that was it.
And Mary's waiting at home, he said, I suppose.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she's expecting me any minute. So that's it. So you'll sing a song in his...
Well, I was kind of railroaded into it, I think, but...
your man, he was working hard all day, so...
Well, despite what you said last week, Jimmy, I'm a Cork woman. I'm very proud of it.
Did I say you
said I was a County Limerick woman.
Oh, sorry. And I said a few times that Johnny was a real proud...
And Johnny was a very proud Cork man too.
Oh, wasn't he, Moss? Oh, my God.
Oh, Cork man to the bone, boy.
Oh, gee.
So then I'd have to sing a Cork song.
Very good. That's fine.
When two lovers meet down beside the green bower, when two lovers meet down beside the green trees, and Mary, fond Mary, declares unto her lover, "You have stolen my heart on the banks of the Lee. I loved her so dearly, most truly and sincerely. There is no one in this wide world I love more than she. Every bush, every bower, every tree and every flower reminds me of Mary from the banks of the Lee. Don't stay out late on the moorlands, my Mary. Don't stay out late on the moorlands from me. Ah, little was our notion when we parted o'er the ocean, to be parted forever from the banks of the Lee. I loved her so dearly, most truly and sincerely. There is no one in this wide world I love more than she. Every bush, every bower, every tree and every flower reminds me of Mary on the banks of the Lee. I will pluck my love some roses, some blooming Irish roses. I will pluck my love some roses, the fairest ever grew, and I'll place them on the grave of my own beloved Mary, on that cold and silent grave where she sleeps 'neath the dew.
Lovely, Alfred. Yeah, very good. Oh, it's a great, great song, lovely song, and you're as good to sing as Pa, you know, and he thinks he's a small bit better than you, but I think you're as good, if not better, indeed. Mary Donegan, back again tonight with us, and thanks for making the effort to come along. It's not long since the late Johnny has passed away, but you were born in Broadford.
Yeah.
Out in just beyond Drumculloher.
Yeah.
And you were an only child.
Yeah.
And weren't you lucky? Because you got all the attention, you had always beautiful clothes, you were well looked after, and you were taken everywhere, I'd say, were you?
I was.
And did you like being the only child?
No.
Oh. Why, Mary?
Oh, I always said I wouldn't wish it upon anyone, being a lonely child, because, you know, it's a lonely life, being a lonely child.
You've no one to play with, first of all.
No.
Yeah, and around the house, and then I suppose they'd be over careful of you if you were going anywhere.
Yeah. You couldn't go anywhere unless you only go with them.
With the parents, yeah.
All I ever went to when I was small, when I was young, was to hurling matches. That's where I was ever taken with my father.
My God. And
in the bar of the bike.
And did you like hurling?
I did. I did. I was playing camogie with Broadford, and they had a team.
That's right. And they had a nice team at one stage.
They did, yeah.
They did indeed.
I remember we played in Ballygran one night. I don't know who we were meeting anyway.
Bullivant.
Was it Bullivant?
Yeah, Bullivant, because I remember being there now. That was very early in the time.
It was, yeah. Because
Bullivant, that trainer was the late Bat Turner. He was a great hurler. And I remember below in this Pierce Delaney's field now, but that time it was Madigan's.
Yeah.
And you had all big long skirts. I can remember. And you had a nice I think they beat you.
I can't do anything. I can't remember that now, whether we were beat or not.
Yeah, but there was no. It was different hurling.
Different now. It was.
The skill today,
it's different.
But, it was a kind of a straight swing that time, But my God, you were good, and you were there at the start of it, I suppose, as well.
Yeah.
And school in Broadford as well, and you had pals, of course, going to school. And things.
Yeah. That's the only place we had him.
I remember one match, Johnny telling me that you told him you went in Bullivant. It was 1955, he said. My wife was at the match between Newtown and Glen Rovers, a county semi-final.
Yeah, I used to always, when I was small, I used to always follow Christy Ring, I see him do now.
Yes, you went to several Munster finals.
I did, yeah. We got nearly trampled on one Munster final in Limerick.
They lost, wouldn't you?
Yeah. And my father took me to Bullivant one Sunday evening to see Christy Ring hurling.
That's right, that was the day evening against Newtown back in 55.
Yeah.
And it was a great thrill, I suppose.
Yeah, it was.
A great thrill. And that was about it then. I suppose there'd been a concert maybe that you'd go to.
Rahina used to have concerts at him.
I know. So I suppose you were 15 or 16 before you were left to go to the first dance, were you?
Indeed, I wasn't.
I'm sure.
Went there? I didn't. I did not. I went when I was 19.
19?
Yeah.
God, you were moving on. And when it wasn't that time, I suppose.
It was a lie, I don't know, a lie that was told to get me going to the dance anyway.
And what
to a cousin of mine.
They
said we were going somewhere else, not to a dance. I was going to a dance, I'd be money forced it.
And did they find out?
Oh, they did, of course.
Did they?
They did, yeah.
Were killed?
Yeah.
There you go. Got a big belt of it. Was Johnny at it?
No. No,
so there
not that night.
Not that night. So there wasn't an awful lot of entertainment, I suppose. And you hadn't to dress up too much going to a dance that time.
No, that's all, yeah.
And did you wear makeup?
No.
Didn't you?
No.
No.
That wasn't in the same.
No lipstick or
no.
powder.
No.
The thing under her eye.
No.
Anthony, Ryan is laughing. So, did you dance a lot then? Was Johnny big into dancing because he was playing an awful lot of the time?
Yeah. You had, there was a band from the Devon Road there that time. I remember that. Yeah. Maloney's, yeah. They was playing Kilmedia.
Oh, yeah. Sure, Dinny Maloney, I interviewed Dinny Maloney. He's 90s.
He's been uncle now to the Maloney's.
97 years young he was that night.
Yeah.
And he played the fiddle good at the same night. We had a great night with him.
Yeah.
And he had wonderful stories about gaffing salmon and playing the Devon Road in the hall there. Maloney's hall and Maloney's band. So he danced to those bands back at that time. And you were going out for 6 months before he said, will you marry me, Mary?
No, he wasn't.
And,
there was a good 5 years in it.
Oh, was that?
There was.
He slowed the thing down. There was no rush, kind of.
No.
I see. And got married in Bradford Church.
No, in Drum.
Drumcollar.
Drum, yeah.
I know. Billy was best man.
He was.
He was, boy. He made a big speech that day.
I don't think I did.
He said, he predicted he'd be a millionaire yet. I'm over Tom Toole.
The reception was in Charlotte, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in Cronin's.
I saw there was about 200 at it.
I wouldn't, in that day there wouldn't be a gym.
There wouldn't be,
yeah, but look at all the cousins.
In that day most weddings receptions were held at home in that era.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
They were in the house at home. Yeah, another great man that should be here tonight if we had room, I suppose it says, Sean below Kilmedia. I'll never find singer. Sean O'Gorman was first cousin of yours. Yeah, great singer. And
what's the name of their band?
Sean, the Glynside.
Glynside, yeah.
Their band as well, the Glynside. They're playing Kilmedia
and Sean played with us here.
It is Sean and Mick. Sean and Mick and Johnny played with him as well. And Ben, that's correct, yeah.
What about Din Flanagan?
Din Flanagan had a band as well. They had not they were called now, but Kelly band, he played with them as well, that's right. And he played with the Anna Geehy Kelly band. That was one of the first ones he played with.
Is that right?
There was a Johnny Reardon from Kilmallock and some of the boys from, I can't think of the name of the boys now from Anna Geehy. Sullivan's, I think so.
The two brothers, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
There's one of them still going well.
Yeah.
And he's playing away. His brother is stayed all right. There'd be Liam O'Sullivan and John.
Possibly, I wouldn't.
Yeah, father. Still. What you say?
Did they play with the Shandrum?
They did, yeah. They played with the Shandrum after.
They did, yeah. And Johnny played with the Shandrum as well, didn't he? Dan and Mick and
all those. And Dan Galvin now.
That's correct.
So that's your life story, Mary. And time passed away so swiftly. And that's the way life is indeed. Mary, thanks a million.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming in this evening. And indeed, again last week for being with us. Indeed, it was an effort, but we appreciate knowing they can tell you join us this evening. Billy, will you sing a song for us? And if you'll touch yourself in there. I'd love to hear you sing a song. That's great now, Billy. You sang a great song last week. You were saying you weren't happy with it and things. But I was very happy with it.
Thank you.
Good man. And then strum a guitar, maybe. Yeah.
When I was 18 years of age, into the army I did engage. I left my home with a good intent for to join the 42nd Regiment. Whilst I was posted on guard one day, some soldiers' children came out to play. From the officers' quarters my captain came, and he ordered me to go and take their names. I took one name instead of 3. For neglect of a duty they then charged me. I was confined to barracks with loss of pay, caught doing my duty the opposite way. A loaded rifle I did prepare for to shoot my officer in the barrack square. But it was my officer that I meant to kill, but I shot my captain against my will. At Liverpool Assizes my trial I stood, and I held my courage as best I could, till the judge he says, "Now McCafferty, go prepare your soul for eternity." I had no father to take my part, no loving mother for to break her heart. But I had one friend, and the girl was she, who would lay down her life for McCafferty. Now all you officers take advice by me. Go and treat your men with some decency, for it is only life and the tyranny that has made a martyr of McCafferty.
Very good, Billy, very good. That's Billy Donegan, well-known garage owner out there in Fina, main dealer for C8 at Beats and other Toledos and all those wonderful makes, and trained up in Newdown Chandler at Tom Tools many moons ago, Billy.
That's right, Tim. 57 I went there first.
57 you were there first,
that's
indeed.
Correct, yeah.
And before that you can well remember the big flood of 12th of August 1947.
I remember standing out into a foot of water. We got up in the morning, that's correct, yeah. It actually ran the road that time.
Yeah.
And I think the big problem that time was wines of hay.
Yeah, getting stuck in the bridges.
The eyes of the bridges, that's right, yeah. That's correct.
And something that sticks out in your mind is that your wee brother Mike, who's with us this evening.
That's right.
He was wheeled out of the house and the water covered the wheels of the pram.
That is right, yeah. That is right.
and the miracle Mike wouldn't drown.
And there weren't small wheels in that era, Jim. There were big wheels, that is correct. Yeah.
There were fine barrels of pram.
That is correct, yeah.
With a half a dozen children into one of them.
That's correct, yeah.
And you went up to Ronan's.
We stayed in Ronan's, in fairness. I think we kept us about a week at a time, yeah.
Yeah, with the house was flooded.
House was flooded, that is right, yeah.
And the cat went up in the chimney?
The cat went to the chimney, that's right. He was there for some short 4 or 5 days, that's everywhere he got down, that's right, yeah.
The crater. And of course, Denny Madding, your neighbour up the road, was a wonderful
It was a brilliant area to grow up in, Jim, in fairness. Like as I said last week, it was everybody helped everybody else.
Yeah, well, that's the way it was.
It was, yeah.
And people who were poor, big families, didn't have much money. And
but money never seemed to be
no, it wasn't a big
an issue, because you had no telephone bills, you had no bills for current, and there was no rates, and there was no petrol. Clothing was the only thing you really needed money for. Clothing and footwear, and most good garden, as I said, and chickens and eggs
and Denny was a great man to tillage and
brilliant as well, and
always
a couple of drills of potatoes, and payback was that you'd have to pick them with him.
Right, and
your back wouldn't be good for a week after that.
And in the winter time for shot the farm, there's
a tree, and that's it. You cut the tree,
and that's the way people survived and walked and got on very well.
Times are tough now, but it's money is a big problem now. It wasn't then.
I suppose there was great old satisfaction in that time.
And it was because there was only one way you could go. You were at the bottom, and you could only you could go. That is correct. That's right. Yeah.
And people were so thrifty.
And
during the rationing, and had to be very.
I remember the end of the rationing. That's right.
And they were old times as well. But as you said, they survived. There was a pig usually.
But there was a pig would be killed as well. Yeah.
Kept it going, and you had it for your breakfast. dinner and supper.
That's right.
Yeah.
Pigs and I suppose chicken must be one of the staple foods. That's
they'd be
no scarcity of eggs and that type of stuff.
No, everyone had a few hens.
Plenty of nourishment, and that kind of food was not really.
That was the way it was back in those times, Billy.
That's it, yeah.
Billy, many thanks for joining us this evening and again last week.
Thank you very much, Jim.
Delighted you have you indeed long.
Thank you.
Anthony Ryan's going to play music, and then we're going to talk to Donny Welsh, because Donny travelled quite a while with the great Johnny, and had great times out in England. And you're looking very serious, Anthony.
Serious business here, you know.
Turn into have something to get off your mind or something. Do you want an argument or something? No, he don't. He's going to play it. And Nick Fitzgerald is strumming his guitar. Anthony, do you play a good share now? Do you play a good share around?
Not really.
Don't you?
Oh.
Yeah.
The farthest I go now is the honey pits.
Oh, yes, Lockgore.
Anyway, yeah.
I see.
Maybe...
Around Tip, I suppose.
Down to where is the... What kind of condition?
Oh, yes,
yeah.
That's a new place, Mike. Is it Mike Guns it in there too? We'll hopefully get a song from him. So, you keep yourself...
Ah, yes, I... keep a hand in, you know.
Ah, yeah. Ah, well, yeah.
Ah, yes, I...
Keep it well in.
Mike will keep me going, you know.
Ah, he's no better man.
Keep me busy. Oh, no better man. I'll be delighted with everything, you know.
And of course you miss poor Johnny now, he was your...
Well, I do really.
Partner.
And we got on like a house on fire.
Famously.
We had... we had our innings too.
When we on...
he was brilliant,
he
brilliant.
He was, yeah.
There's
no question about it. He was a lot
you know, we were the same type of fuels, you know, and
Yeah.
We came up in the same era, probably, you know.
You did, of course.
I think I was ahead of him, you know.
Yeah. You were a couple of years.
I was.
Yeah. You were 74 and he was...
yes, and we've attended a lot of the same flag holes, you know.
That's right.
Yes, so.
Yeah. So, Anthony, thanks for making it the journey last week and again tonight.
Oh,
delighted to have you.
Really.
Delighted to have you.
Renovation.
Yeah. Delighted to have you. Donny, you're welcome. First trip around the far side.
Thank you.
How are you keeping?
I'm great.
That's good.
Great.
Maybe if I asked you to sing a song first, we might have a chat then about the little...
Right, we'll do that.
We'll do that. And
Let me call one day at a time.
whatever you want to do, Donny, because you're a...
I'm only human. I'm just a man. Lord, help me believe in what I could be and all that I am. Show me the stairway that I have to climb. Lord, for my sake, teach me to take one day at a time. One day at a time, sweet Jesus, that's all I'm asking of you. Give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus, and tomorrow may never be mine. Lord, for my sake, teach me to take one day at a time. Do you remember when you walked with me? Well, Jesus, you know, if you're looking below, it's worse now and then. Pushing and shoving and cutting my mind. Lord, for my sake, teach me to take one day at a time. Everybody now join in. One day at a time. Love it. Sweet Jesus, that's all I'm asking of you. Give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus, and tomorrow may never be mine. Lord, for my sake, teach me to take one day at a time. Dear Lord, for my sake, teach me to take one day at a time.
My Donny.
Lovely. Thank you.
No,
Thanks for the help.
No, something, Donny, you're singing as well as you did when you sang with Donny Collins.
Are we going back a long time now?
Back a good while, but the voice is as good as ever.
Yeah, that was about 1957.
I went into the 60s.
Oh, I did, yeah. But it was, yeah. I started off and I was a drummer, starting off on the drums, and then I took up a bit of brass. You know, what happened that time, you see, with the hunt dances and all that, you'd have to have, big band.
That's right, you'd have to eat at the least.
That's right. Yeah. And I maybe would go on second trumpet, Danny Massey from Newcastle Wrestlers on lead trumpet, and bring in a drummer, Johnny Murphy from Escaton, you know.
I see.
But they were great days.
They were a great band. He was a great band.
Always had a good band, yeah. And then I went off to England, of course, like a lot of fellas did at the time.
That's right.
And I was over I played in the Crown in Cricklewood. I was there about 3 weeks. And I was playing drums there, and they were looking for a drummer in the Galtee Moor. Ronnie Howes was the band leader at that time, Dublin guy.
Howes indeed.
Yeah, and he came in and he said there's an audition on Monday. And so I was up there at 2 o'clock, and I was the only one that showed up.
Look at you.
So I got the job. I was there for about
3.5 years, I'd say.
I see.
But that was its heyday. I mean, on a Saturday night there, you're looking at about 4,500 people there.
Oh, yeah.
With the two places, you know.
That's right. You could travel from one to the
That's
other.
right, yeah. Maybe even more, 5,000 people there.
Yeah,
it was massive.
Yeah. It was the only place that the Irish went to meet each other.
Well, yes, but you had the Harper New Cross and all those places around as well, you know.
Yeah, you caught them all.
But it was a great time, you know, to be in London. It was a great time. I mean, it was all Irish. Kilburn, Cricklewood, full of Irish people.
Full of Irish, yeah.
You know.
They were building up England at the time after the war.
They were indeed. They were
the hard work and
that's
the building. Yeah. And meeting up with Johnny.
Well, that would be the 70s. I met him through Val Cusson.
Oh, yes, the Broadford, brilliant.
That's right, yeah. They had a ballet group at the time, you know.
That's right.
And I forget who was with me. I had a one-man band, that's what it was. And anyway, I approached Johnny, and we actually did no rehearsals, believe it or not. No rehearsing, nothing.
Yeah.
So we went off, anyway, we started off together. I think we were about 5 or 6 weeks working together. We had an English trip coming up with an agent in the UK called John Parker. Actually a Limerick man, but living in the UK for years, you know. Yeah. And we'd go over maybe at least twice a year, maybe more, you know. And I remember one day we were in Manchester. It was in the Ardrey in Manchester. And this fella comes up to Johnny and says, "You play with the Dubliners, don't you?"
One, small one, yeah.
And he always said this word, Cove. I know. Hi, Cove. He said, "I never played with him, but I know him."
Our famous cockboard.
It was that, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But we had great times together. And, you know, I see the other side of Johnny. Johnny was a really nice fella, really nice guy. And we used to do a lot of work at that time in the workmen's clubs, you know. And of course we had to dress up for those, you see.
Oh, yes.
But when we'd go over to England, anyway, we'd always start in London. We used to base ourselves in London. And there was this guy, he was Italian. And he had a hairdressing salon in Cricklewood. And his wife was from Palace Green. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
And Johnny would always go and get the hair cut and the beard trimmed. Because we were in Littleborough always on the Tuesday night. We used to play for any charities or whatever on the Tuesday night. Play free, and that was it. And as a matter of fact, there was this couple we got to know very, very well. And the families and whatever. He was a truck driver, and he was killed out in Italy.
Oh.
In an accident, you know. And they brought him back to bury him there. And the next trip, anyway, John Parker had arranged for us to play for a dance. And they must have sold about 1,200 or 1,300 tickets. Oh. It was a massive thing altogether. But they put up a headstone in the graveyard, and they put up a plaque inside in the club that, you know, it was mentioned in it, donations from a dance, you know.
Yes.
Two of a Kind was the name of the group. And proceeds to put up this plaque, and my name and Johnny's name in it as well. Cool. And that's still there to this present day.
Welsh and Johnny Donegan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
nice.
we had great times. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It was great, yeah. But he was, you know, he was a great ballad singer. Well able to deliver a song.
Very well.
Really, really good.
Very well.
And some places, you know, that we played in, moreover, these workmen's clubs, you know, people would stand and listen. Yeah. And he caught their attention.
He did.
You know, he was great.
Well, he had this staunch. He was able to sell himself as well.
Oh, most definitely. But he looked well with just. We used to have a black jacket, white shirt, and the bow tie. Yeah. He really looked well. I think actually Mary, there's a picture.
Mary,
have you got I think there was a picture one time. Yeah. He looked well. But no, we had. I mean, you know, traveling in the motorways, we used to have a great old chat, and he was talking about. He always said he was a cockman, and that was made quite clear.
He was a cockman by 6 feet Billy.
Well, a little bit, but we were actually
8 feet.
That's correct, but to get out of our place, a quarter of a mile to our left, and we were in County Limerick, and a mile to our right, and we were in County Limerick.
And if you crossed the river in County Limerick.
And County Limerick was the back window.
Don't laugh with me when I know what I'm talking. No. Well, getting back to you again, was that a great incident? Funny?
You see, Johnny was a character as well. He was a character, and people liked his humour.
Yeah.
Now, English people found this difficult to understand him sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
But I remember one night we were playing in the National in Kilburn, which was a massive, one of the big Irish dance halls. We also played in the Galtymore. But, you know, it was strange, really. This guy came up to him and he said, He looked at him and he said, that's the guy who said to him, you play with the Dubliners, don't you? You know? Yeah. And Johnny, he looked at him, you know? Yeah. You had to laugh, really, you know? Yeah. He says, maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
He left it open.
But I think he was a brilliant showman.
Yeah, he was.
He was, I mean, he was really, you know, he was.
Sure, he could make that fiddle talk.
Well, he could.
Yeah, top of his head.
That's right, yeah.
I remember RT were back in Listowel doing a Flockhole, and funnily enough, I knew one of the ladies in RT in the outside broadcast, because she'd go to there'd be a festival I was in Cork, and she'd be listening and she'd ring me, and anyway she called one day over passing and to see the setup we had. So behind Listowel, there she was anyway, and they had this camera with big long boom camera,
yeah.
And there she was anyway, and she, the head person of directing operations with the operator of it. So I started talking to her anyway, and I said, there's one of the most gifted fiddle players you ever heard here. And she said, okay, we'll get him. And Johnny played the fiddle, he laid down, he played it on top of his head, he rolled over and played it on his back, and he said then, he got up then, they were filming it on, he said, I'll sing the Bicycle Michael. And they filmed the Bicycle Michael, but they never put it out. They put, I know, did you see that? The Flockhole, did you see after he was on, he got a spot on it?
Yeah.
Lying down to a special spot. So like, he was that talented. You know, but brilliant. You're awfully busy all the time, Donny.
We are kept busy. We do the dance scene, so it's PJ Murray and myself. Yeah, we travel a lot, but I love it. Oh,
jeez,
is that great? Well, I always say this: it's my hobby, and very few people get paid for it.